What's up guys, it's the Devil's Talent here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how to W key on controller by analyzing one of the best W keyers in chapter 2, and that is Scoped. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen we have Scope's POV. He is landing just outside of Salty Towers to initiate his W keying. He's going to be using the 0 point. Sees an opponent, gets a nice 75 pre-fight damage. Psychos in. Now probably should have switched to the shotgun at that point. Good attempt at piece control. Beautiful movement. Again, Scope's movement I think is what separates him between an average controller player and an elite controller player. Let's just take a look at just that movement right there. So, right here he gets the crack and then immediately crouch. Notice that the opponent does as well. It makes it very difficult to hit. Movement is going to be really the theme of this VOD review of how important it is. So let's just take a look as he goes back into normal speed. He's getting pressure, no builds. Beautiful, just kind of the same thing, right? He just, as soon as he shoots his shotgun standing full up, he crouches immediately, shotguns right after that. Good pickaxe bait, good piece control. Spamming the crouch button up and down as he shoots makes him so hard to hit. It's like a pitcher in baseball changing the eye level of the hitter by throwing fastball versus curveball and throwing all different parts of the zone. It's the same type of idea here. Is you're changing your eye level. One, you have tighter, less bloom when you crouch, but the other thing is it makes you a lot more difficult to hit for a significant amount of damage. Good attempt at piece control. This video is called Piece Control Scoped, however there isn't actually a ton of piece control in this video, which I find interesting. Some good pre-fight. This guy is on shambles, on low. Good spray through, immediately takes the wall. I love how he backs out of this right here. Gets that sidewall. Cone slide, that is a left-hand peek, and then immediately... Alright, let's just take a look at that engagement. I apologize, guys, there was an ad. So let's just talk about some things that he does here that are very beneficial to your gameplay as well. So spraying through. Spray weapons with a controller, again, are going to be significantly important. Movement. Piece control as well, but piece control really goes forever. But movement on controller is so easy that you really need to exploit it. So notice how he shoots out the ramp. I like the cone here. That is a left-hand peek, but the opponent is there, so they trade decent damage. But then a beautiful right-hand peek. Due to the fact that Scoped had already basically done a ton of damage to this opponent, he's pretty confident with that left-hand peek and ends the fight quickly. Starting the fight off with a harpoon. Now, double swings would have gotten in trouble if the opponent made an edit, but good movement back again. Like I said, Scope's movement is really good. Now his opponent's in a scuff position. Opponent actually makes a smart decision to get away with the shockwave. He continues constant pressure on the opponent's trying to get a big off, which is so difficult to do. Good crosshair placement, immediately ducking, spamming his crouch button essentially, but maintaining good aim. The one thing that I think that really impresses me about Scoped is his ability to maintain very good shotgun aim while spamming his crouch button. Decent pre-fight damage. The video is called Piece Control Scoped. He's had one good example of piece control. Attempts it right there. Now a double swing. Great crosshair placement though after the double swing. The opponent made the right out. A better opponent would have just run out. They would have just made a good play. Shockwaves up here. 20. A little bit of pre-fight damage. A good attempt at piece control. That was really nice. Then realizes his opponent jumps down. Double swings, we don't get it. But the opponent is healing, so not as big of a deal. Double swings again. But opponent is weak. A good crosshair placement basically baits the opponent into that. Sorry guys, I apologize. There was an ad. Getting your opponents to edit out on you is so important, especially when you're on high ping. You've seen him. He's around 30 ping. That's super high ping, but he's not getting a ton of walls. Now, rushed that pre-fight damage there. Did not crouch. And basically just started spamming. Notice he has a dragon shotgun as well. And this is, you're going to kind of see the issue with the dragon shotgun right here. Just because he has now shot one shot. It takes forever to reload if you don't hit a big boy pump. Good players are just going to constantly pressure you, however the opponent was weak. He says that guy is awful. It basically gets free gifted. Now, it doesn't hurt you that bad when you have a significant spray weapon. Like I said, was going to be an important aspect of W King on controller. He has a scar. Good. I like how it goes to a right-hand peek right here. Turns it to a 50-50. Attempts to get the wall. Doesn't get it. Now, this is a little bit scuffed, but this is, again, where movement is such a massive part of the controller player, and why I believe Scoped, who sometimes looks very average mechanically a controller, gets bailed out by one and very, very good aim, just natural aim, and as well as using his movement. So notice his opponent gets that back wall and runs by him, so this is scuffed, and he actually ends, so this is an immediate 50-50. Gets a little crack. This is also why, if you have a dragon shotgun, I only recommend carrying some sort of a mega spray weapon, so that is going to be a scar or compact. Those are the only two really excellent answers, because now his opponent actually gets good damage. But notice the eye levels, right? How scuffed this is. Scope's already cracked, and look at where his opponent, he's looking over here. His opponent has stayed erect the entire time. Scoped is ducked down, which is also giving him more movement freedom, and he just sprays through. His movement is what wins him that fight, not his aim. That obviously, it's 50-50 up close. If you're struggling on mouse and keyboard to be hitting those shots, you need to hit the backs because they're right in each other's faces. Even with aim assist, that's really not what wins him that fight there. Almost a huge mistake by Scope being a little bit too careless, but this is, again, he's W keying running around the map. He's got floppers. It's not that big a deal. His opponent kind of does the same thing. Gets a little bit 35 tag, so actually he's at pre-fight advantage now due to his two floppers. Spraying through, holds a right-hand peek. The opponent's spraying a compact versus spraying a scar, and the scar is definitely going to win at that range. I've never seen a video with as many ads as this one. I don't know why. So it had 6 in less than 5 minutes. Really good retake from Scope. Good attempt. The opponent actually hits a very solid cone. Now this is the best demonstration of piece control. He full boxes him. We'll just take a look at it. Show him some love with the piece control, because that is extremely important, especially on high ping. But this video isn't a great demonstration of that, even though the video's title is piece control Scope. There's only about 1 or 2 clips that show true good piece control. Now this is a really good retake. The opponent actually hits a very, very good cone, preventing Scope from going forward. But right here, Scoped gets this wall right here. Up, I love that. The high wall it always confuses so many opponents. And now he's got him full boxed. An immediate crack. Notice again, it's a crack and then an immediate duck. It's changing eye levels instantly as soon as he hits that shot. If that shot doesn't do the damage, he's ready to finish up with a nice little spray. And that's... You may miss some headshots that way, but you'll probably not get headshot as much because most of the opponents probably just saw your head is going to be aiming up. You're going to be ducking up behind, and that's exactly what ends up happening. Now, notice what he does here. Doesn't even bother. Knows his opponent is building on wood. Gets the back wall, or attempts to. Little mechanical error, but gets it right here. Beautiful. And just finishes up with a scar. There's no need to even bother. 1, because it's in wood with a dragon value, you don't want to take any unnecessary damage. But 2, he heard the opponent get cracked. Good. Notice kind of playing mind games. He full boxes himself, which I really like. Now, he just psychos in here, and this is where, again, having the spray weapon, he hits only about a 90 shot, but having that scar to follow up is so huge. He used a Metro Classic. He gets off. He has floppers. This is a good decision to get out of there. He's underneath the ramp, which is probably the most scuffed position, and gets a ton of pre-fight damage. Good block off. He breaks up with a pickaxe. Honestly, could have finished up with a scar there. That's incredibly difficult to defend in that certain situation if you just spray through with a scar. But you're seeing the importance of movements. You're seeing the importance of spray weapons as a controller player. That was obviously already known. That spray weapons were strong this season anyways, but especially in the hands of a controller player, you could really maximize them, as well as your movement. This opponent he's fighting is doing a good job of just somehow not succumbing to this pressure. That was a really good recognition to get to the side and get a shot off. So what Scope decides to do is kind of block off his back. That little back wall is very, very important, but a good opponent would have recognized that. Maybe he was underneath that double edit. Scoped, better opponent understanding that, hey, I need to just cover my back off while I reload. He baits the spray through, which works out very well, but the Dragon Shotgun give 50. You haven't seen him, you've only seen a couple big cracks, because you're going to see some big more. I personally prefer, if you're on controller, have aim assist. I feel like having a purple tack is kind of the best. It allows you room for error. You really can't be as precise on controller as you can on a keyboard and mouse. So the charge is still, even though solid, on controller I recommend having where you can shoot multiple shots, as well as it gives you a box fighting advantage. You can make edits on your opponent. This opponent is literally a flopper. But again, spray being so important, with that shotgun being so all or nothing. Good mechanics. Notice where his wall is. Gets the wall. Beautiful. And that's where it is. If you hit a big boy shot, it's so worth it. Especially if you're in brick. Now we go to a scuff toward of end game situation. Opponent is going to die to storm. God Scoped is going to make hundreds of dollars off of me from all these ads I'm watching. And now this entire kill is going to really showcase the importance of spray. With only 9 builds, he continues to pressure his opponent, drops down. And that movement right there protects him right there. Again, movement being huge. I love this decision to pick up the charge. He doesn't have time to sit here and reload. That's another thing. In endgame, you want to maybe switch to the charge. GG's. Nice little 20 bomb for Scoped right there. The biggest takeaway I saw from Scope's gameplay was, one, his ability to use movement to maximize and win his engagements, as well as using the spray meta, which again is always strong in a controller player, to end fights fast, especially when using that Dragon's Breath shotgun. If you are struggling to W key, it might be just because of your loadout, or, well, simply you're not having good movement. Having good movement allows you to not take as much damage in fights, and allows you to usually win your fights if you have better movement than your opponent. I feel like most controller players, including myself, don't understand how important movement is. It's incredibly important to, one, not take damage, but it's also a great way to hit better angles. And if you have a spray weapon to follow up good movement with your shotgun and edit plays, you're going to dominate on controller. I truly believe that to take the next step as a average or above average controller player is to maximize your movement. All top tier controller players have insanely good movement that makes them difficult to hit and allow them to win 50-50s that they probably shouldn't win because of aim assist, but their movement also benefiting them a ton. Well, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.